Guys, welcome back. It's Test Fuzzle here. You know, just coming in with an Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle. You know, just had a real good one. You know, solid game. It was OU standard. You know, so you know I brought in. Sorry about shit potato quality. I've yet to do anything about this. I want to get better shit at this. But so far, what I brought in was Golem, Alolan Persian, Celesteela, Gyarados, Hoopa Unbound, and Tornadus T. My opponent brought in Greninja, Volcarona, Lando T, Mimikyu, Charizard, and Latios. Now, it's pretty standard, you know, it's just some big old threats in here. I don't really have that many threatening Pokemon besides Gyarados, maybe. Oh, if you would be, like, kind enough to say my Tornadus, stuff like that. Those are real threats to me. But, anyway, let's get this battle going. So, from my end, I wanted to start the battle off with my Golem. Because my Golem's basic set, you know, it sets up rocks. It does what all Golems do, you know, just sets up rocks, it explodes, you know, just stuff like that. So he sets out his Greninja, and I'm like, okay, so it's shiny, so it's not Battle Bond, so that's a check off my list. So then I was looking at this, and I'm like, well, I might as well still go for my Stealth Rocks. I have no reason not to set up rocks at this point. So he goes for the U-turn, and, you know, breaks my Sturdy. It's like, okay, that's fine by me, you know. I don't really need Sturdy anymore. Golem's still gonna get his rocks up, no matter what. So I got my rocks up. There's a Volcarona in front of me. My thought process is, well, I can EQ or I can just Explosion. So I clicked Explosion, but I don't know why, but he went straight for the Savage Spin out so early. I was expecting him to hold on to his Z move for a lot, like, you know, late game, you know, pick up an easy kill late off in the game. But he used it now, so I mean that's fine. It takes it off my list, so I don't have to worry about it anytime soon. So, you know, poor Golem. You know, poor big old snowball over here didn't get to throw some balls of snow at anybody, but you know, it's life. It's how it goes. So then I sent out my Gyarados. Obviously, Gyarados is going to, you know, put a damper on the Volcarona, because it's a Volcarona. It's like, why wouldn't a Volcarona be scared? But I guess since he didn't see it that way, so he stayed in and went for a Quiver Dance, which I was wondering why he didn't go that further earlier. But Gyarados comes in and goes, Soryoken! And takes care of Mothra. One shot, you know. Didn't even have to waste my Mega yet. So, he brings in Lando. I thought he was going to go for, like, Rock Slide. You know, I was thinking, like, oh, he's going to go for Rock Slide, set up Stealth Rocks, something like that. And so I switched out my Gyarados, and I went into my Trump Towers, because I was expecting something like that. But he goes for Explosion. Completely off guard. I 100% did not expect that this early in. But, you know, my Celesteela is just like, I've lost maybe a small loan of $1 million. Oh, well. So whatever. So, you know, so he sends out his Latios, and I'm like, okay, now that can be a problem. I was expecting, you know, it probably has Thunderbolt. That's why I brought it in on Celesteela. So I switch out and I went into my Hoopa Unbound. I went into Hoopa because my Hoopa is Assault Vest, so I can eat Thunderbolts, Dracos, whatever the hell it wants to drop on me. But then it goes for the Defog. So I was like, okay, so now, for the safety, I'm going to go for a knockout, just in case if he wanted to stay in or he wanted to switch out, I would have knocked something off. He goes into his Greninja, and this gives me a good incentive on what kind of set he's running. Even though that's, like, resistant and stuff, that did weigh a lot of damage. And then I saw that he was carrying Choice Scarf. So it's like, okay, that makes sense. I'll go back into my Gyarados, because Gyarados, I knew he was going to go for that U-turn. It's pretty obvious that's what he was wanting to go for. So, my Gyarados, since it's still not Mega, it's still part flying. So it takes, you know, resisted damage, stuff like that. And then he brings in his Latios, and it's, well, I can go back into my Trump Towers, or I can stay in Mega, lose my 4 times weakness to electricity, bank on the fact he's going to go for Thunderbolt and Oko with Crunch. So I stay in, go for the Mega. My pissed off Loster just gets even more pissed off. He drops the Draco, and my Gyarados is just like, you dare believe these puny meteors can defeat me? Eat this. So then I get that nice solid powerhouse crunch. One shots the Latios. Beautiful. So then he sends out his Charizard. And here I was wondering, should I have gone for the Dragon Dance instead earlier? Like when I was up in front of it before, when he was gonna do his defog, I could have Dragon Dance and then done something else. But I'd stayed. So this time I was like, well, I don't need Mega Gyarados anymore for anything, so I'll just let him go down and see what kind of moves he's running. So he's running Solar Beam, and later on he also showcased. So I was like, okay, so it's Solar Beam, probably Flamethrower, Fire Blast, something like that. So it's something I'm not gonna be really too afraid of. So I bring in my Hoopa Unbound, because that Assault Vest power makes it so I can live any attack. I thought he was gonna switch out, predicting like a Thunder Punch or something. But he stays in and goes for the Fire Blast, which he misses, and I land a Drain Punch trying to catch that Greninja on the switch in. So he stays in again, goes for another Fire Blast. He hits this one. I go for a knockoff. Again, these knockoffs are just doing tons of damage with Hoopa. Then again, really nice attack set. So he goes for the EQ, and I was like, oh, that's actually gonna hurt. But Hoopa's just like, nah, boy, this is why I am the strongest. Eat this. So, Hoopa just proves why he's the best of boys. So he sends out his Greninja, and I'm like, alright, best boy, even though you are my bestest boy, I can't keep you in. Fucking kidding me. How the hell did I turn that shit on? Well, so I brought in the Celesteela. Sorry about that shit. I got a notification for something. So I brought in Celesteela to counter, because I knew he was going to go for U-turn. Now he goes into the Mimikyu, and it's just like, okay, so he brings in Mimikyu, that's fine, I have Celesteela. Celesteela can probably, one-shot this boy, two-shot him if I have the right moves and stuff, which I don't. I'm running, this is like an old-school Celesteela set. It's, Leech, Toxic, Air Slash, Fire Blast. It's pretty old school. So I landed my Leech Seed, because I wanted to just showcase that I can solve this thing out, without any real trouble or anything, You know how it is. You just want to showcase that you can stall them out easy. And so I was like, okay, let's do this. So he goes for, he starts setting up more Sword Dances, which in itself is actually pretty fucking scary. So I was like, okay, here, catch this Toxic. Let's limit how many times you can do anything here now. And now here comes the tried and true of how bulky my Celesteela set is, because it is max HP, max defense, so I knew I was gonna guaranteed live an attack or two from this Mimikyu with Sword Dance. And I think he has that, +4, +6, I'm not sure, I lost count at some point. So he goes for the Shadow Claw. That does way more damage than I truly expected it to do. So I break his Disguise, just because I wanted to have just the ability just later on, if I needed to, if I didn't kill it or anything, to be able to bring something in and, one-shot it or something. Just kill it, just in case. Because I did have my Tornadus, who is easily capable of destroying and killing that thing with one shot. So I switch out my Trump, I switch out my towers. I bring back in the Hoopa, because, my Hoopa isn't necessary anymore. It's Death Water at this point. So I let it kill that. I wanted to rack up, its Life Orb and Toxic damage. And then my next turn, I'm like, well, time to bring in I'm Off, a.k.a. my Garfield Alolan Persian's big-ass face over here. Look at him, big-ass head over there. Damn, I don't like how it looks. It's just garbage. But then I go for, what all Alolan Persians are good for, which is, Darkanium Z. You go straight for that, Z parting shot. I was like, fuck you, you posy-ass bitch! Which lowers its attack because I lowered its self-esteem. So I switch out. I bring in my towers once more. My towers comes in, they're like, hey, what up? Let me heal up. Just. Delicious HP right there. So I catch this play rough. Again, does more damage than I truly expect a play rough to ever be doing on a fucking Celesteela. But it doesn't matter, because it kills itself with Life Orb. And I'm like, that's why I'm the biggest boy. I mean, Celesteela truly is a fucking... I mean, it's a fucking rocket. So he brings in the Greninja, and this is like his last Pokemon. He has to like get like massive damage and shit to take me out. So he locks himself. He's like, since I already took off his Choice Scarf, I don't have to worry about trying to outspeed it. So he basically gets himself stuck. He basically starts using Ice Beam because it's the only move he can. I try to use Fire Blast, but I fucking miss. Like, come on, like how I need it, because I need my. I apparently need fucking glasses to hit moves. He goes for another Ice Beam. You know, I live it, and I'm like, here, catch this fire. And that's the end of the game right there, you know? Just simple, quick, clean, beautiful. GG. Clean games. Love these kind of games. So, you know, hopefully I'll be back with another game, another match. Hopefully it won't take me another 15 fucking years, right, boys? So, catch you next time.